What up, guys? Jason Guyman here with King of Pressure Wash, and tonight I want to talk about how to start your marketing and the 5 pitfalls that you shouldn't get into that can hurt you when you're first starting out or when you're trying to grow and scale your pressure washing business. I've kind of done a series here of the last 4 or 5 weeks. I've got a couple more coming up, and basically of how to start and grow your pressure washing business from scratch or even grow and scale it. And so I've talked about the equipment you need. I've talked about a lot of different things along the way. I talked about last week, I talked about how to grow your business and doing, making sure you have all the legal paperwork, your insurance, and all of those good things. And tonight I'm going to hit on the side of how to not make them with pressure washing marketing. And then this Sunday, I would highly recommend you to watch it this Sunday. We're going to talk about hiring and how to grow your pressure washing business through hiring, how to hire, and everything like that. And that I'm going to have a special guest on with Sean Day is coming on. And so he's going to talk and give away some stuff for you so that way you can go and hire people and get the right employees for your business. And so that is what we're going to talk about. Yes, I did get a haircut today. I couldn't take it no more. Normally I get a haircut every time I travel or go speak somewhere, and I haven't done nothing since the beginning of December. So it was about 8 weeks, and it was a little bit overdue, and that's why I am now getting my haircut done today. So with that, I did get to, I went out on water rescue this morning, and we got on the ice. And so if you follow me on Facebook, you might have seen some pictures of me on the ice. This weekend, we'll probably be doing more of that. And so that is what I like to do. And that's kind of my passion and hobby. So with that, how's the weather in your area, and how are you doing tonight? And tell me where you all are listening in from this evening on this amazing Wednesday night, January 17th. And I know I've got already some people on here. We got hello Brandon from let's see, we might have hello Brandon, we may have a problem. No, here we go. We got hello we got Mr. Dustin Shoemaker. Hello, from Brandon, Manawalt, Canada. And so the things that I think that when we start thinking about marketing and how to market our business, some things that we got to think about is how to get leads, right? And so a lot of sales has to do with leads. And so this week's book of the week is back to the book that I've pushed several other times. It's because I like this book. It's a great book that you should read if you haven't read it. And it is called $100 Million Leads by Alex Hormozi. And the other book that you should read that goes right along, you probably should read before even this one, is $100 Million Offers. And so if you haven't read this book, I'd highly recommend you to go get this book and read this book. If you don't have the money to do it, you can look up the podcast, The Game, and there you can get it for free. You'll have to look up the episodes, but he actually goes through $100 million leads and $100 million offers. And so that is the book that I would highly recommend you to read this week or month, whatever you have decided to do. And it can help you, and you can even get it on YouTube. So it's not like you can't get it anywhere. You can get it on YouTube. You can get it anywhere for that book. And like I said, you can actually even get it for free. How long you been in business? We got Mr. Marty Howard. How are you doing? What's up, Mr. Jeremy? We got Marty, been in business for 5 to 7 years. He said, I got a nice haircut. I did. I had to cut it off. Mr. Kingdom Pro Wash, how are you doing? We got Ethan Foster. Hello, all. Missed Snowden, Alabama, needing a haircut. You know, Chip posted in the Christmas light group. He's like, why are these light bulbs melted? And it was actually ice on there. which is kind of funny being that it is in Alabama. So Charleston, West Virginia, and it's 14 degrees. Today got a heat wave here. It got up to 29 degrees. It's 3 times warmer than it was yesterday, but it actually felt colder today than it did yesterday. We got Marty from Athens, Alabama. Snow, snow, snow. You guys don't even know what snow is down there. Bobby Linden, how are you doing from Dayton, Ohio? What's up from Brooksville, Florida? From Newfoundland, Mr. Newfoundland. Mr. Sean, how you doing? Wet and rainy in Alberta or Washington. It's probably always wet and rainy up there. Armstrong from Nigeria. That's pretty cool. From Ryan from Georgia. Hi, folks. Looking good, Jason, Northern Ohio. 1 degree right now. Kids haven't had school all week. Will you just keep that cold weather right up there by you guys, because that's not where I want to see it. Great book. I read both of them. Good. If you read both of those, the other book I'm reading right now that I'm really enjoying, I know the first time I read it, I didn't really care for it, and I didn't make it very far. But this time I made it pretty far, and it makes a lot more sense. The more on the leadership side of it is How to Win Friends and Influence Others. Great book for that. Hey, Jason, cold in northern Florida. Luckily, we will be back in the 70s next week. I'll take some of that. You can send some of that my way. Rain and gusting to 100 mile an hour tonight. Jeez, oh Pete, that's cold. I'm reading Pumpkin Plan, looking at numbers and seeing which services need to be my pumpkins and need to be plucked. That's a great book, too. I would highly recommend that book, too, is The Pumpkin Plan by Michael Kalawansky. Watch whatever you want it, however you say it. He does have a new book out. I haven't read it yet. I need to. Going into 4th season in East Tennessee. Ironically, this has been my slowest winter. St. Louis, Missouri. It's cold. I agree. You can quit sending it my way. We get your weather about 2 or 3 days later. Yep, it is. Northern Virginia and Scotland. I brought the snow from home. You can send it back. The Myth is a great book. That is another great book. I would highly recommend that book too. Love that book also. Your Next 5 Move is another great book as well. That is another great book, and I've read it myself. All right, so let's talk about the common mistakes that newbies make as marketing. And I made this mistake when I first started. And so some of these that I'm going to talk about, I've done personally. It's not something that I haven't done, and I have done it. And so these are some things that you don't want. The first thing is don't put all your eggs in one basket. Right. And I've talked about this before. And so these are things that can make a mistake, or you can grow to can stall your growth. Right. And so these are things that you have to think about don't put all your eggs in one basket. And what do I mean by that? You know, a lot of times you may say, I'm going to put all my business in Google ads or Facebook ads, or, you know, Joe Bob over here, he's selling this ad course and I'm going to put it all in there, and that's where I'm going to put all my money at. And what you'll find out is there's different updates. There's different things that could go wrong. You know, I'm going to even go one down here of don't put all your eggs in yard signs, right? You might be in an area that gets fined $200 for every yard sign. And so at that point, and it's not just a threat, you actually got the fines. You know, there's a lot of people that will threaten that they're going to give you a $200 thing, but most of them are just that. They're threats. And so, but we don't want to put all our eggs in yard signs, because if that goes away, now we got another issue. And so, yes, we want to keep doing it, but if something goes away, we don't want to put all our eggs in one basket. That could be Facebook, that could be Google, that could be a lot of different things that I see a lot of people, they put all their eggs in one basket. It could be your Google My Business. What happens if your Google My Business gets shut down because it's Google, and they will sometimes shut you down? And so this is a reason why we don't want to put all our eggs in one basket. We want to spread our money around this budget, right? We want to give it a nice spread around here, so that way it doesn't go and put, all of our money in one budget. And so some of it is making sure that we are going through and finding different resources. And so, I've talked about yard signs, right? We want to keep them simple. One service, one phone number. Don't put a lot of crap on it. That's the gist of it. If you want to put a bunch of crap on it, it's not going to make your phone ring. I've got a guy right now that used to put a bunch of crap on it, and he never got no money off of yard signs. Last year, he went to one service, went to one phone number, and he doubled his business, literally doubled his business over 1 year. Went from about $150,000 to over $300,000. All he did, he does no other marketing because he's old, and he will tell you he's old. And all he did was put one phone number and one service, and it blew up his business. It doubled his business. He literally went from $150,000 to $300,000 in 1 year. And this was his 4th year in business. So to double it like that was a huge thing. So that's one thing. Our Google business, right? Are we asking for reviews? Are we doing the things that we need to do to be able to do that? Are we doing Facebook groups, right? These are all little things that we can do that can spread us out a little bit so we're not putting all our eggs in one basket. Are you doing Google Guarantee? So I just kind of want to give you 3 or 4 things that are you doing these things to get the phone to ring? Because the number one thing that we got to do in marketing is how do we get the phone to ring? And then obviously you got to answer the phone, because if you don't answer the phone, it does no good of me talking here and you not listening, and you go do your thing and you go spend a couple $1,000s, and then you're like, Jason, it don't work. And I've literally had this happen, and I look at the call log and they missed most of the phone numbers. And it's like, no wonder yours not working. It's not that it's not working, it's you not working. And so you got to make sure that we are doing these things. So and then obviously, Facebook ads I'm not a big fan of Facebook ads. I know there's a lot of people out there pushing Facebook ads, and, I've seen people saying, this guy, he's getting all these big jobs. How many customers that he's getting, and what's this? Email marketing, this guy's charging $1,000, $1,200 a month, and, he's going to he ain't guaranteeing nothing, right? And so this is where you have to think about what you need to do here for those different methods. Overspending too early. A lot of times we're like, how can we just dump a bunch of money into it? And most of the time, most people aren't thinking about that. They dump a bunch of money into equipment, but maybe we're just dumped too much, and we don't know where we need to go at. Maybe we're like, hey, we're going to put $3,000 on Google Ads, but you didn't have the right keywords, you didn't have the right landing page, you didn't have the right stuff, so that way you just blew money and it didn't come back in return. And that's not a good thing to do, and that's not a good thing to do at all. And so what you want to do is set goals and say, hey, this is what I want out of this. And did I get that? Or did I even come close? And so those are things that we have to look at when we're thinking about marketing. The reason why I push yard signs, and this is the reason why I push yard signs, is because most people out there, they can make a lot of money off of yard signs. Now, there is some people out there that are scared to death to put out a freaking yard sign. There is some people scared to death that they got that phone call and, it scared them. But what I would ask right now in the comments, if you've used yard signs and you've had good luck with it, tell me about it in the comments. I want to hear some stuff about yard signs, because I know I've got several people that have had it. Or what has been your favorite method of marketing in 2023 going into 2024? Not targeting the right customer. This is a big one, right? Not finding what that customer looked like. You need to know what that customer looks like. You need to know how many kids they have. Is it a male or female? And put a name to it. So that way, whenever you're doing any marketing, you're literally talking to that person. So like right now, I'm talking to probably a 40-year-old man that is wanting to start and grow a pressure washing business, or is growing a pressure washing business and wants to get it to a next level. And so I'm going to talk to that 40-year-old, and I'm going to name it Bob, right? I'm going to name it Daniel, because I talked to Daniel today. But I'm going to talk to Daniel, right? And that's kind of my target market, right? That's who I'm talking to. So that's how we want to talk to our customers. We want to name that customer. And, a lot of times we don't know who our customers is, and we just shoot it out to everybody. And so in even doing yard signs, we're not focusing on the neighborhoods that we need to focus on. We're going into neighborhoods that probably aren't going to be buying pressure washing. So we need to go to where our neighborhoods are. And I've showed it to you before of the EDDM tool that you can pull up, and it'll tell you right where everybody is. And so those are things that you have to think about as we're looking at putting out, where do we put our yard signs? What groups do we need to be in Facebook? What EDDM are we going to send to the right neighborhoods? And so this is definitely something that we need to identify. Who is our customer avatar? It's a female between 30 and 40 years old. They have 2 kids. She drives a minivan. Right now, I'm narrowing down that niche. Now I can talk to that person and go right to that person. And so that's exactly why we do this for, is so that way we can talk to that person and we can grow from there and go into that, doing that. So identifying that customer avatar, and that way we can tailor the message to be consistent to the profile, right? We can say, we know who we're talking to, we know what they want to hear, and that's what we're going to do. Next thing is another marketing failure that we do is we get a big CRM and we have all these names in it, and we do no retention efforts at all. We do 0 retention efforts. We don't, we land a customer at first and we never talk to them again. We're paying $300 a month for Jobber. We're paying $100 a month time you add all the add-ons for Marquette. We're paying $150, $300 for House Call Pro. Whatever, we're paying $50 a month for Customer Factor. We're paying $40 a month for QuickBooks. And then we got all these customers' name in there, and we never send another email to them. We never send another message to them. And we neglect that we do anything with that customer. A lot of times we think sale is just a sell, right? Well, the sale starts on the phone call and it ends after the job's done, and we keep selling to them and selling to them, right? We want to a lot of times we stop right here. We won't call them. We won't text them. We won't email them. We won't do nothing. And so they don't know that you do paver sealing. They don't know that you do gutter cleaning. They don't know that you do roof cleaning. They don't even know you might do Christmas lights. They don't know that you do pressure washing. They don't know that you can clean driveways. And if they don't know, then how are they supposed to buy from you? And so these are the important things of why we want to not neglect our past customers. And so this is how we can optimize our customer experience, because if we give a great customer experience, they're going to come back, right? And so a lot of this is, we don't even go after for our 5-star reviews. I talk to a lot of people and I say, how many 5-star reviews? Oh, I've been in business for 3 or 4 years and I've got 55-star reviews, and they're proud of it. I'm like, and how many customers have you done? And you only got 50? Come on now, you can get more than that. I'm going to hit on Daniel here, because he did 170,000 his first year and got 49. At last I talked to, he had 49 5-star reviews. And so that's an amazing feat, right? And so these are things that you have to think about, of getting those reviews. And reviews are very, very important. This one here is probably the number one thing that's the big boo-boo for a lot of people, and they don't have no idea what it is, and they don't know what their numbers are. They not tracking KPIs. They're not seeing what works, what don't. They are clueless whether the marketing is working or not. They have zero way to track it. They don't even ask on the phone if they're tracking it. They have no idea how that phone is getting rung. And so when that happens, they do zero know what, how can you put more money on this marketing? Say, hey, you know what? Yard Signs is working and we're putting money in Facebook ads. We're putting money in Google ads. But let's just say Google ads are the only thing that's working. But yet we keep spending money over here, a bunch of money on here and very little here, versus start pulling back on Facebook ads, start pulling back on Yard Signs and dumping more in Google Guarantee, right? And so, or maybe these two over here. I know people that quit last year, knows his numbers very well. Sam does. And guess what? He quit spending money at all on Google. And now he does his Google Guarantee, but regular Google, he spends $0. He put all that money in Yard Signs and different things because he knew that he needed to, that it didn't work. So why keep putting our goals over there? Do we have goals? Do we know what the cost per lead is? Do we know what the cost per conversion is? Do we know what the repeat rate is? Do we know what the lifetime value of a customer is? You know, sometimes most people don't know that it costs you $200 to get a customer. And you might say, Jason, there's no way it'll cost me $200 a customer. I want to tell you something. Most of the time it probably does, right? And so that's the reason why we got to know how we can know how much money's coming in, how much money's going back out. What are we spending? Are we spending 10 to 20% on marketing of every job? A lot of people are like, how much money should I spend on marketing? 10 to 15% of whatever you bring in. So if you want to make $100,000, you're going to spend $10,000. If you want to make $500,000, you're going to spend $50,000 in marketing. And I know that's like mind blowing at the end of the day, but that's what it takes. If you want to do $1 million, you're going to spend $100,000 in marketing. Now there comes a point that it kind of shifts, but it's 10%, right? And, you know, a lot of times it's cheaper, back up to where I was talking about neglecting retention. It's cheaper to spend more money on a customer that we've already used than a brand new customer. You know, it's cheaper to pay somebody $15 an hour to sit and pick up the phone and call every person versus the $200 to get a new customer the other way. And we don't want to do it because whatever reasons, and that is how we're able to not grow our business. And so those are some key factors of what keeps us from growing our business. Now, I know this isn't the most fun, joyous conversation about marketing, but I wanted to hit on some things. I didn't know if I wanted to go this way or if I wanted to go down the road of these are the steps you need to do. And I can hit on that if I see people are asking questions. So if you have any marketing questions, then definitely check it out. Let's see what old Al has. I haven't seen old Al in a while. Let's see what his words of beauty, wisdom is here. Only use yard signs after a job is completed and pick it up in a week. Don't waste your money putting them out at every intersection. Looks cheap. Yeah, don't listen to that. That's Al being Al, because I guarantee he puts them out too. So, and I like to poke on Al. I'm sure he opened his. I seen he say something up here, but I wasn't paying attention. Let's see here. Commercial landed 2023, mainly commercial, landed a contract for over $100,000. I would like to know how you got that. Did you go in and knock? How did that lead come in? And that's an awesome lead that you got, and that is great that you were able to do that. Thanks for the call earlier. I just signed the contract for my new website. Excited to get things going. Negative 45 here in Brandon. That's cold. You keep that stuff up there. Jason, I'm late, but I'm here. That's good. Good. Put out signs on weekends, Friday at 5, Sunday at 5. Yep, good time to put them out is on Friday. So that way, if you do want to pick them up, that way you can go out there. How many yard signs do you think he put out? I've had zero luck with them. My question is what did they say? What did they look like? Because if they got more than one service on it and it has residential and commercial and your website and your big logo and all this other crap, they ain't going to work. One service, and not even house washing. You want pressure washing. Pressure washing and a phone number. That's all you put on the sign, and it will work. Previous customers, referral signs, Google guarantee, networking, organic, Google and Facebook. That's my marketing, right? It's not putting all eggs in one basket. We are diversifying. So and you know what's cool when you do this diversify, you will get leads from each source every day, right? You'll get 1 or 2 leads from each source. And that's the cool thing about diversifying, because if you put all your eggs in one basket and he did all Google guarantee or all signs or all whatever, then you're not going to get your phone calls from all these other things. And so it kind of works together and makes a nice umbrella of leads coming in. So that way you can collect all those leads coming in. I took your advice and go where the money is at my county and put over 50 business cards. That's exactly right. You can't go, a lot of people think people that are broke are the dirty houses are going to buy from you. And 9 times out of 10, that is not the case. People with dirty houses, they have dirty houses for a reason. They don't have money to go spend on it. And if you're looking at the houses, they probably don't have nice cars. They probably don't have the yard mowed by someone else. They're mowing their own grass. And these are things that tell you that are good key points of these are not your customers, right? If you look down the street and every house is dirty, don't even go down the street. It's worse. It's a waste of your time. It does nobody any good for you to go down that street and start looking at those houses. It's go where all the houses are clean. I know that does make no sense at all, but I promise you, if you go where the houses are clean, they will buy from you and they will spend money from you. A lot of times, those are the people that you want. Jason, what is your breakdown on percentage needed on commercial versus retail? I like my commercial. Commercial is where you make your money, right? Commercial is what I want. On the retail, I'm not about doing, I did a lot. I wasn't big on, I can't think of the name of it. I'm not big on repeats over and over. So I did a lot of apartment complexes and went after facility maintenance. And I didn't go after weekly work that you went to the same place every week or every month. And it's not that that's not a bad thing. It's just that wasn't what I wanted. Because a lot of times when you go after commercial, you're going after the big money jobs. Does anyone have any luck with cleaning roofs and yard signs? I actually put them on the back side of it. So I had one side pressure washing, one side roof cleaning, and I didn't get much off of it. You'll get some off of it, but it's whatever it is. So I still knock on doors when it gets slow. I have my daughter put out flyers, which helps. Slave labor. I mean, kid labor. Spread money around and then repoint. That works best, and just stick it to a few. Yep. But, sometimes it is good to see what's working and what's not. So that way you can go and figure out what is working and what's not. 85% of jobs is from yard signs. So how many yard signs are you putting out this year, Artie? How many yard signs did you put out this year in 2023, and how many are you going to put out in 2024? I would double whatever you put out this year. I have good luck with yard signs in San Diego, but I went into a new area and people flipped out. I got calls from the police next door. People were talking. Yeah. Anybody out there have luck with yard signs around the St. Louis suburbs? Never have used yard signs, but fixing to try it in a couple months. Did 1,000 yard signs for Christmas, and we did $134,000 first year, and that's the only advertising we did. It sucked putting that many out, but out over 3 months. So 1,000 yard signs. So let's just say $4,000 of yard signs. Let's just say $5,000 worth of yard signs. It wasn't even that much, and you made $134,000. Who in here would take the return on that right there to put $5,000 to make $135,000? I'll do that all day long. That ain't even 5% marketing. So it's definitely worth it. Can't beat the ROI on a yard sign. My favorite is 5 to 10 rounds. Where in the area for the noise. Happened to your hair? Yeah. So I tell you what happened to it. It's the same thing happened to yours. It's starting to disappear. So that's another reason why I left it long too. Knowing where to put out yard signs is important. It is important to know it's not just yard signs, it's where to put any marketing, right? Where are you putting your marketing? What things are working? What things are not? Where are you looking at, right? Are you putting them in the right neighborhoods? You know, Cincinnati is a big area. It's the I-2 or 275 loops I think it's about 70 miles around, maybe 100 miles. I don't know what it is. It's a lot of miles around. And, you know, there's a lot of places around the 275 loop that you don't want to be, you know, but the Northeast, that's where I want to be at. There's Mason, Montgomery, Indian Hill, Loveland. You know, you can go on up into a little bit further north and hit the south side of Dayton, like Beaver Creek and those areas. And right. And there's a whole patch of people right in that area that have very good incomes and they make a lot of money and they want their houses cleaned. And so, and they live in areas that they have HOAs. And so guess what? They want their houses cleaned. And so those are the people that we want to go look at and go get them to be able to sell them pressure washing stuff. I do gutter cleaning, Christmas lights, power washing, and window cleaning signs. Yard signs and door hangers, $170,000. 1 year didn't bother with Facebook ads, but we'll start next year. Hey, Scott, does the window cleaning signs get the phone ringing? I always text old customers and even people that didn't sign up with me for my other services. I just sent out a text saying we're going to be in the neighborhood next week doing all the services. You know, and this is something even with Christmas lights, it's with any service, right? You text people that maybe they got a quote and they didn't text you back. And now you can say, hey, this is awesome. We're in the neighborhood. Do you need us to do the service? These are things that you can do so that way the people will sign up for you, right? You got to get people to sign up. Otherwise, it doesn't do no good. I got lots of jobs for lights and pressure washing from signs, and even after I was threatened with a fine by the popo. How can I call into Zoom? I lost everything. Well, that ain't good. You should be able to get back into if you join the King of Pressure Wash, that's how you can join the Zoom call. kingofpressurewash.com. And if you need to log in there, should be a button at the top of this where you can log in and try to get your password reset. If you can't, then I will reset it. And he's talking about that every Sunday night every Monday night we do a Zoom call with me. There's anywhere from 20 to 30 people on it. And these people are growing their businesses. These are people that want to get their business to the next level. These are the people that, yes, there's some people that are just starting out, and there's people that are trying to get to the $500,000, and there's people that are trying to get to the $1 million. And so every Monday night is a great Zoom call. So if you want to check it out, you can go check it out there. Window cleaning isn't really a big hit compared to Christmas lights. Well, I'll tell everybody that. Christmas lights everybody loves Christmas lights. You'll never have as much excitement with Christmas lights as you will have anything else, right? Oh, wow, look at these house clean versus, Oh my God, those Christmas lights look amazing. You will have people crying when they see their Christmas lights. I've never had someone cry because their house was all green gone, right? Um, it's definitely a different look. Setting up system scripts, planning, and knowing your numbers is free. Move the needle big time. I agree. Word of mouth. This is a good one. I want to hit networking is one that a lot of people don't look at. Are you talking to other business owners? And last week or 2 weeks ago, I told you to go find 5 new business owners or 5 new people that need something cleaned. Go knock on 5 different doors. Go flip rocks for businesses that need their business cleaned. And I said one just to get you moving, but my goal is to get you to go to 5 new businesses every week. Go knock on doors and say, hey, Miss Jones, did you know that, just start the conversation, let them talk, let them do whatever, and be like, did you know I clean these buildings and I can clean this up for you and make it look new, and just give them the value and spill it, right? What's the worst they're going to tell you? No. Well, what if you don't ask? What's the answer? No. So go ask. All the worst thing you can do is say no. And guess what? Some people are going to say yes. And you know what? And when you give them that price, they're still going to say yes. And it's going to blow your mind. And so go flip rocks. Go find 5 people. That's what I'm going to ask you. Go find 5 people every week. So this week, your goal is to go find 5 people and say, and go knock on the door and say, hey, Chick-fil-A owner, did you know we do pressure washing? Oh, you already have something? Awesome. Well, if you ever need me, or you know anybody else that may need me, here's my card, and I may stop by in a couple months just to see how everything's still going for you. You're right. Or, hey, Mr. Restaurant owner, can I do a demo for you? Let me show you how dirty this is right here and how clean I can get it. Right? It doesn't cost you anything. It costs you maybe a little bit of time. But what else are you doing with that? Are you sitting there thinking, man, wonder when that phone's going to ring? Well, sometimes you got to go do something and make that happen. And word of mouth and networking can definitely be good. I'm happy to look cheap and dirty, putting out signs and cashing checks. Knock on the neighbor's house you're currently working at. Do your 5 rounds. I've got a guy, he literally knocks on every door of the 5 around. And you can do this before you get started and say, hey, just so you know, Miss Jones over here, we're cleaning their house and it might be a little bit loud and I'm just letting you know. You don't even have to be salesy. Oh, you are? I need my house cleaned. Okay, I can give you a quote. We can get you on the schedule. Reference from a handyman. Diversify if you are keeping and watching KPIs. Sent you a Facebook message with what my signs look like. You did just now or when? Let's see what the sign looks like. If I gotta go check here first. Let's see. What's his name? Justin French. Sent me a photo. All right. Yeah. House washing is your first problem. Here's another problem that you got on this sign. I know that it looks cool and all that kind of stuff, but I want to give you another thing that it's too much words. Too many words, right? Too many words. I'll share my screen. Hopefully you don't get mad at me that I tear your sign apart. Too many words. If I can get my screen to work over there. There we go. Too many words. 1, green does not do very good. The green grass, it's hard to see. Nobody's going to see your infinite washing. Nobody's going to see that you're on Google. Nobody's going to see your website. Nobody's going to see your infinite website here. Nobody's going to see this here. You can't read this I can barely read it sitting here in front of the computer. And pressure washing does better than house washing. Make your phone number bigger, make pressure washing bigger, and get rid of this green color. Green does not do good. Green does not stick out like it does because the green grass and it all just blends. right? Even if you look at my back screen here and you can kind of see the green in behind there, green doesn't do very good. So them are my words to you. If you're in an area that everybody knows that it's an 865 number. So like for me, I can't do this because I'm in Northern Kentucky, which is an 859 number. I'm in Cincinnati, which is a 513 number, and I can get into Lawrence or Indiana, with which is an 812 number. So I've got to show my first three digits. But if you're in a place that you got one digit, where you can make this smaller and make this bigger, that's what you need to do. But house washing, this is an industry term. Nobody knows what house washing is. Nobody has a clue what house washing is. They know what pressure washing is. When people call you, they don't say, hey, I need my house washed. Most of the time they say, I need pressure wash. Awesome. Well, what do you need pressure wash? My house. Awesome. I need a house wash, but they don't know that. That's an industry term. So just some words that can help you, get more clicks. That's all I'm trying to do. Get more phone calls for you. I have put out over the last year 1,000 yard signs all over the place and maybe snagged like 3 jobs. Let's just say every homeowner living in $500,000 houses. Let's call the guy. Let's call that guy. Not. I don't believe it. Show me the invoices of 1,000 yard signs first, and I'm gonna poke at him. I'm gonna poke the bear. I'm gonna poke him because I like poking the bear. I haven't seen him on here in a while, so I'll poke at him. If I wanted to make $500,000 this year, how much do I need to set aside for advertisement? $50,000 to $75,000 is what you'll need to probably spend, depending on how old your business is and where you're at. 500,000 homeowners not calling a yard sign. Yeah, they are. He or she, a doctor, friends, clean their house. Mr. Yas from Florida. I see you got your ears lowered a lot. I did. It was pretty rough. Doing a demo tomorrow for permanent lights. Got the lead from a sign. Yep. I'm trying, but my password not working. I think they got all deleted for some reason. Which I seen you sent me a message. I'll probably have to go in and I think I can reset it, or we'll have to go that route. Agreed. You can't expect people to call on the first mailer. No, you got to send mailers out 3 to 4 times, every third to 4 times, and you got to do it at least 3 to 4 times before you start seeing your ROI. You need to create content on website like blogs and want to also look at Google. Suggest and answer those questions on your site. So the best book to read for this one here is They Ask You Answer by Marcus Sheridan, and that's your best option for this. You can do videos also for this. And it is a great way to start ranking your website. If you have a website and it don't rank, it's not going to do any good. So that's the thing that you have to look about that. EDDM is very expensive though. You're looking at about 30 cents per card, 28 to 30 cents per card, depending on if you buy 100,000 at a time. If you go less than that, if you're doing 10,000 at a time, you're probably closer to 30 to 35 cents per each card sent. So that's the postage, that's the card, that's everything. And you have to hit I even say 3 to 4 times within every 3 to 4 weeks, you're hitting that person, and you got to do it 3 to 4 times. I've had people that have great success with it, with pressure washing. I've had great people success with Christmas lights. I've had people that had great success with pressure washing, but it sucked for Christmas lights. So, it's one of those things you got to try, you got to do it, make it happen. How much is EDM through the post office? Again, you're looking, by the time you buy the card, and you take them to the post office, and it's a pain in the butt. It's not something that's easy. There is no easy button on EDDM. EDDM sucks. It's one of those things that you have to you have to bundle them in 50s, and you have to take, they'll have a sheet on it, and it'll have a route number, and you got to put it in there. And so each bundle of 50 has to match the main route number, and you got to take it in there, and you get into the post office, and the little mean lady's like, you want me to do what with that? And they're like, I don't know how to do it. And it's just the biggest pain in the butt, but it does work. I'm honored you tore my sign apart. Haha. Can you share a pic of your ideal sign? Yeah. I don't know if I have a pressure washing sign, but here's a Christmas light sign, right? Christmas light installers, large phone number. That's these signs here work very well. Just pressure washing, phone number. That's all you need on it. So there you go. I know sometimes that looks a lot harder than what it is, but that's literally what it is. Mr. Tristan, you're a little late. How's Tristan doing? You know what I love about Tristan? This is what I love about Tristan. Tristan comes to every Monday Night Marketing, and he asks lots of questions. You know what happens when you ask lots of questions? You get your answers. And you know what happens when you get your answers? Then you get other questions. You know what you do with those questions? You ask. And you know what happens? You grow. And you know what? You be like Tristan. He's 24 years old, 25 years old, doing $200,000-$300,000, going to shoot for $500,000 this year. He's not actually shooting for $500,000 because he don't have that big of nuts to go, but he's shooting for 350, 400,000. And guess what? At 27 years or 23 or 24, 25 years old, what's your excuse of not making money? That's my question. Right? Because if he can do it, anybody can do it. There's nothing special about him. Well, he is a little special. He's got hair that he needs to cut, and he puts it in a man bun. So that does make him special. But he's awesome, and he's doing great things. And you can go check out his YouTube channel. He's got a YouTube channel. He's got a TikTok. He does a lot on TikTok. I don't know if he does a lot on YouTube, but go check out his TikTok channel, and you'll probably hear what I say over there a lot. He copies me a lot, but that's all right. And so go check him out. He's a great kid. He's gonna hit $1 million before he's 30. So that's what's cool about Tristan. And we're working on a class in Dallas, and so it'll be in March, and I will be working with Tristan. I was supposed to get that done this week, and this weekend isn't over, the good thing. But to get the dates ready to go for that again. And so if you want to go see how we're going to teach you how to start and grow a pressure washing business, we'll show you everything you need to know. We'll actually let you do pressure washing. And so go check. You can go to kingofpressurewash.com, go to in-person training, and it's up there for March, but I don't have any details for that one all the way. You go to the website and get a map of the neighborhood you want. Each one has a code. You have to put the number on the mailers of each neighborhood with that code, and it's around 40 cents. After the job is done. What is the best color to use of a yard sign? I like the blue and white. Yellow works pretty well. The problem with yellow, sometimes it can blend in too. So just whatever the reason why I did blue and white is because blue is kind of considered clean, and that was the other reason. I had a famous news anchor for Fox News who called me after seeing my sign on the road. Her house was worth $2.5 million. So I disagree with Al comment on yard sign. Don't listen from the piggy bank from Al. You just gotta let it go in one ear and out the other. He's one of those school teacher gym. He was literally. You two would probably get along. He was a gym teacher for 30 years. He retired gym teacher. 2.5 million is a small house in California. Well, yeah, that's a shack in California. Hey, and actually 2.5 is actually pretty big in Virginia. 2.5 million in Dayton, Ohio is like a huge spread. Like that's like a 10,000 square foot house in Dayton, Ohio, where Al is. How far out from each other world you send your mailers? How far out from each other would you? It depends. Like I said, I'm in Cincinnati. I live in Northern Kentucky, but most everything I was sending was 45 minutes away, 30 to 45 minutes away, because that's where all the money was. The money is not down on the south side of Cincinnati. There's one neighborhood down here that's called, there is a little bit of money here, but most of the money is up on in Cincinnati is where the money's at. Hey, I'm in Austin, Texas. Can anyone help me with what I should charge for gutter cleaning, roof washing, house siding, washing, pressure washing? It would be great help. Yeah, and if you go to King of Pressure Wash, I teach pricing. And you might say, well, you don't understand. I'm in Texas. Yeah, I do. You know how Tristan is going to make what he's going to do? Because he charges way more than everybody else does there. Because that's how you do it. You don't worry about your competitors. You charge what you need to charge, and that's how you make that happen. Working with GMB everywhere and Plepper to make some moves. Ask questions, make that money. Absolutely. I made the same mistake with my first yard signs. I thought it looked so cool, but it didn't work. I went to the basic layout and it rocked. It's crazy how that works. Mr. Tristan. Planning for $400,000 this year. Want to spend on CEO, but I'm assuming that's SEO. And I do need someone or company to do it. And I do I need someone or a company to do it? Do you have anyone in mind? So the problem with SEO is there's a lot of snake oil out there. So when I first started my pressure washing business, I was told you spend this $4,000, and there was a lot of people, $4,000 or $5,000 I spent, and we're going to get the phone ringing for you. And 3-4 months later, and my $5,000's out the door, no phone ring. And so that's when I started investing in myself and start learning how to do marketing, because there's a lot of people that are full of crap. I still go to classes on marketing. I'm going out to California in February to learn about more marketing, because it's never ending. And even with AI and all the new tools and all the new stuff coming out, it's changing so fast. Like everything is changing fast. What used to work, is used to be gray hat is now black hat, and what used to be white hat is now gray hat. And so it's just a matter of making sure that you stay up with it. And so these are things that you have to look at. So, there is companies out there that will charge you an arm and a leg and tell you the world, and they do nothing, and you will not get anything. So do I have people in mind? Not really. I have probably one person that I would trust, but for $400,000, you're probably not going to be able to afford him, right? And so these are things that you have to think about as you're growing your business. Mr. Sam, how's Sam doing? This young guy right here, he's another amazing person. Sam is 30 years old. Well, he's not 30 yet. I think he turns 30 here in a couple of days. Next month, this month, next month. And, he's done, last year he hit over $1 million. This year he hit over $1 million, 1.5 more. He's making big moves, if you didn't know. He's buying big companies and growing like crazy. They got a big roofing company and killing it everywhere. Just bought him a house in, I don't know, Costa Rica. I need to go down there. That looks like fun. I'm going to send waves of postcard to the gated communities that are closed out compared to the open areas. And you talk about yard signs. If you go to Indianapolis, anywhere in Indianapolis, I don't care where you are in Indianapolis, north, south, east, west, in the middle of downtown, anywhere, I will, I would about bet money on it that you're going to see 10 yard signs that says "My Guy Service" is on it. Um, and it's going to either be gutter guards, concrete cleaning and sealing. It's going to be Christmas lights. And yeah, we're in the middle of January and wintertime, and I will about bet you are going to see one of his signs, because he is prolific, he is relentless, he is gutless, he don't give two rats, and he gonna make sure he puts out thousands of yard signs a year. And guess what? He's doing over $1 million. And you know what? He did so year two for Christmas lights last year, and then this year he did. I don't know what he's at. I know he was over 600, 700,000. I think he was close to 700,000, 650, something like that in Christmas lights in year two. And he put out yard signs. He spent a bunch of money in different marketing, and guess what his number one lead source was? Yard signs. I'm going to send waves of postcards. I'm in Austin, 25-cent roofs, 20-cent house wash, and flat work commercial is different. Raise your freaking prices on roof cleaning. There is no you should be 35 to 40 cents a square foot for roof cleaning, period. I'll give you the 20 cents housework, and then the flat work, you should be 25 to 30 cents on it too. Raise your prices. I know it's scary. I know you're going to tell me you ain't going to get that down here. You're right. You're not going to get it if you don't ask. So raise your prices. Commercial is pennies on the dollar. ChatGPT helps me out a lot with rewording messages to my customers. You and me both. I'm going to leave this one alone because there's a lot of people that don't like that company. I promise you that. If they're on here, they'll start calling about it. Here's the deal with Postcard Mania. Quoted me, bad or good opinion. Postcard Mania does good for the printing and stuff. I know people that used them and did very well this year with them. When is the start of the season for Florida? You should start by about the end of February, 1st of March. You can get some business now, but it really starts opening up more then. It's the people, January kind of, they're getting all their credit card bills in and are like, holy crap. And then by then, they're not worrying about it as much. Rich people don't even look at their mail. I don't even look at my mail. What do you charge per square foot? What should I charge? I'm 17 years old, and I have to get around the fact that charging the right prices people might not understand, but I want my business to go well. Again, I would be, roof cleaning, I would be 35 to 45 cents. House washing, 20 to 30 cents. I know people that are getting more, but that's a good start to be at. Concrete cleaning, 25 to 35 cents. 25 to 30 cents a square foot is a good place to start. If you're doing exterior window cleaning with a water-fed pole, if you do around 10 cents a square foot, that'll put you at a pretty good area of where you should be at. And then you can go from there. I know you think you're young, but don't believe that, right? Go in there and sell it. Don't make them know how old you are. They don't need to know how old you are unless your balls haven't dropped and you sound like a little girl still. And I'm not being mean on that. I'm just being honest. But even then, go out there and make it happen. Don't let someone tell you what you can and can't do. The only reason why you can't get those prices is because you don't ask. And the only reason why you don't get those prices is because you don't believe in yourself. Go out there, you do an amazing job, get those 5-star reviews, and guess what? You're going to do a great job. You're going to do amazing. That's the cool thing about what you can do and grow a pressure washing business. It doesn't care how old you are. It doesn't, I've got 65-year-olds that can't go out there and save their life because they don't believe in themselves. So the number one thing you got to do at 17 is believe in yourself. And if you believe in yourself and you don't care what everybody else thinks about you, that can be the best thing that you can do for yourself. So again, kingofpressurewash.com. If you're not a member, you should be. I have everything you need to know and lined out per the videos. Every month, the biggest bonus that you get is every Monday night I do a Zoom call, and it's about 10 minutes just of a different marketing strategy. So this month right now, we're talking about AI. I've given out some pretty crazy stuff for AI that will help your post, a lot of stuff be 10 times better than what it was. I've given a bunch of that out. I've talked about videos. I've given out different ways that you can do videos that you don't even have to do a whole lot. And in this past week, we did a video that was 45 seconds long in 10 minutes, and I never had to do nothing too. And I showed that in that one. So also everything that I teach in those Monday Night Lives, they still are there. So if you're a member, you can go check out. If you can't make Monday nights, you can go check out those things. So that's a good thing that you should do. Also, again, if you go to kingofpressurewash.com/in-person training, or go to the in-person training tab, that where you will be able to find all of my in-person trainings. I got Christmas lights and pressure washing coming up. And so I've got all kinds of stuff coming up. So I'm excited for 2024. I think it's going to be a great year. I think there's going to be a lot of money be made in 2024. So I know things have got tight last year, but I think people are starting to spend money again. So you got to think positive. You don't want to think negative, because the only thing negative does is bring you down, and then you don't go flip rocks and you don't do what you need to do. So think positive, keep growing your business, keep getting financial freedom, keep getting time freedom, right? Don't spend so many hours that you can't, that you're not taking time with your family. Your family is the number one important thing. So don't lose time. And if you got kids, them suckers grow up so fast and they'll be out the door before you know it. So spend time with your kids and your family, and that can be the best thing ever for you. We had a state senator call us yard sign plus countless $750,000 up property yard sign work. And you want to know what's funny? Where are you from, Matt? Is this Matthew Pyle? Where are you from, Matthew? No, I don't think this is the same Matt I'm thinking. Might be. I got so many people in my head, I don't always know. I want to know where you're from, Matthew Pyle. Because if it's where I think you're from, you're in the same area of old Owl up here. That's why I want to know. Did my last message not show up? I don't know. Who cares? Probably not. Because who cares if your last message showed up? I don't see nothing. Nope, it didn't show up. Because I'm going through all my comments up here and I don't see it. But yeah. Maybe, I don't, what is this, Matt? Are you the one in Springfield? I gotta wait and see now, because I can't remember if that's the right one or not. Can't think of his last name. I know his first name's Matt, but I can't think of his last name. But yeah, so with that, I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Don't get too cold. If you're in the South too, it's supposed to get down in, I know it's supposed to be up into the 40s this week, and then drops back down into the teens. So if you have equipment, make sure that it's not getting frozen up, because the last thing you want to do is freeze up your equipment, and that's a bad day. To spend money on equipment, now you freeze it up and it cracks and it breaks, and even some of you Florida people have to, because it's getting down. Anything below 30 degrees, that is definitely something that you have to make sure. What is Matthew asking? Oh, he's just saying that you put out yard signs. I was trying to see who he was from, where he's from. But other than that, I hope you all have an awesome week, and we'll talk at you all later.